Uh-oh. My good father. I'm just kidding. Ooh. Close. Fix my area. Let's get the area. Huh. Merry Christmas. Okay. So what are we gonna do right now? We're just gonna that's it. This is what they seek to take from you. This is what it's all about. This is what all of the plots and schemes and all of the seemingly random people that show up wherever you show up. This is what it is. 'Cause if you're a mom, home is often filled with lots of noise and caretaking. Not to mention, if the home front or wherever you have to be is plagued by those who are a part of it, then that's not going to be it. So what we're going to do, this ain't a deep or special. I'm still at the gym, as you all can see. But this is where they hold like the dance classes, the yoga and stuff like that. And so what are we going to do? Just sit for a minute. Are they all around you? Yes, possibly. Are they casting? Possibly. Does it matter? No. This ain't about bypassing anything, y'all. We're trying to alchemize. We could even say, like, I acknowledge and honor that I feel whatever. I feel frustrated. I feel anger in my body, or about, I can acknowledge that this is frustrating, because we're not pretending and bypassing. And then you feel it, but we want it to move so that we're not stuck in it. They want us stuck in it. So they send children. Even if the children are 45 years old, they send children. Okay. Even if the children is 30 years old, they send children. And if they're not sending, this is people who just are obsessed all by themselves. They know about your social media and they became people weirdly obsessed and decided to be weird. So we're going to hold for a count of, we're going to breathe in, inhale for a count of 4, We're gonna hold for a count of 7. We're gonna exhale for a count of 8. But we're gonna do like a pursing sound, mouth closed with the teeth a little bit open so that you can let the air for a count of 8. And this exercise is known as 4-7-8. This is good for just resetting, clearing any anxiety, calming the nervous system. Remember, we're not bypassing, okay? But we are alchemizing because to stay in fight, flight, or freeze, or to stay in all of those upset energies, it can become wear and tear. So we're gonna own it. We're gonna amp all of that up. That's how we're taking our power. This is how we're showing children that they're not running the show. This is how we show children how to not be children, how to actually grow up and become adults. This is how we show children how to deal with their emotions. This is how we display that to them versus just teaching them something over the coffee table and telling them about how they ought to be. This is how we show children how to deal with somebody who's bothering you, how to deal with if somebody is trying to antagonize you, how to deal with those things in a healthier manner. Of course, we're teaching them how to stand up for themselves. We're teaching them how to, say what needs to be said, but also to keep their composure. We're teaching them how to report things to authorities when necessary. We're teaching them how to know when to just simply feel your feelings, breathe through them, acknowledge them, clear them, and ignore the parasite. Ignore the parasites and do the clearing. We do all of those things. So we're not ignoring anything. We address what needs to be addressed, but they have to be shown that they can attempt to make you as comfortable as they wish. In the end, it's going to be them. Okay. So let's do it. See, there's a young lady in here. I don't think she's involved at all. Uh, she's just enjoying herself. I don't just notice the not good stuff. I notice the stuff maybe very innocent. And I think that's awesome. She's here. She might be a dancer or something. She like expressive dancer. It's just her. There's no crowd, there's no music, and she's enjoying herself. And I think that's beautiful. And if more people would opt into that type of thing, we'd have less of the toxicity. And again, like I said, I don't know, I could be wrong, but because everybody ain't stalking y'all. Come on now, everybody. It ain't her. Yeah. There's some people that's just doing them. Okay. And so I think it's beautiful. I think that's how you divide. Maybe she's reciting or practicing for something she's got to do. Maybe she's just trying to decompress stress. And she's minding her business. And this is me collective. This is you too. There, this is how we show children that we're going to continue on and they can cast spells, they can get all of their witch friends, they can do whatever they want. Only to suffer later if they're on bullshit, because that is essentially the end result for these people. Why? Because it's unjust and you are taking authority and you're staking claim and doing what you need to do. It's like, no, 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 no. Sorry they hired you to do that, but now everybody's gonna pay for that. Okay. Oh, council, sorry, we're not sorry. Council and delete the strand rate, we're not sorry. It's unfortunate for them and their people. Okay. That's their standard of life. That is their profession. to be modern day touch-free terrorists. Okay, so we're going to, let's do it real quick. Then we're going to do the Om. Actually, I'll let you all hear it. Some people are probably like, what is she doing? Because see, we want to work on our res and our vibration as most, man, our consciousness, all that good old stuff as best we can. It's not about being high, 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 up, 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 up. It's just about alchemy, though. Because, you know, crabs in a bucket, what does the crabs in the bucket want to do to you? And what does the crab in the bucket want to do? They want to pull you what? Not up. They don't want to pull you up. What does the crab in the bucket want to do? They want to pull you down so that they can feel tall. So, so now let's do it. Gonna just do a little bit. This is us, y'all. This is us. This is how you show your children. And we don't show our children by talking. We show our children by doing. So we're going to take inhale through the nose, count of 4, hold, count of 7, exhale through the mouth, pursing sound for a count of 8. Inhale, hold, vibrations. So not vibrations. So not everyone is consciously projecting towards me. I understand that. I understand that. I don't assume that everybody in Crunch Fitness, every single person. I don't believe that, but I do believe that maybe 50% of them are. Okay. I just have to admit that because, again, this thing is a global, massive scale. They have hired lots of folks, and that's why I do believe it's maybe about 50%. Okay. Or close to 50%, but that's neither here nor there. Whether they're casting, incanting, chanting, signaling, I am taking command and sovereignty, my sovereignty over my energy. This is my body, my mind, my biofield, my chakras, my life, and I reject their sorcery. I reject their hypnosis. I reject their mind control and mental magic. I cancel, delete, extract, create instantly. I see it, I call it out, and it is irritating and frustrating, but I reject it, deny it, delete it, and command my sovereignty, my normalcy, my original frequency and vibration and thread and autonomy, my boundaries to be enforced and fully conscious and active. The projections of those around me, whether they're consciously doing it or not, the unseen energies. 10845 26700. If y'all are wondering, I'm coding codes to do certain things, to clear the aura, to call my energy in from around me. 894-743310. Abracadabra Chogram. 26700. Clearing my aura. 33 37 8 destroying great parasites. Etheric, energetic parasites. And you all see me move my hands. This ain't just to look new agey. We have a biofield. It's called dusting. You can look it up. You have to believe me. So I'm actually doing something, holding an intention. It just doesn't seem like it. I'm not hot and just waving because I'm menopausal. No, as I'm quoting quotes, holding an intention. I'm clearing and bringing in at the same time. 33, 37, 8, 9. Because what is ganging up? What is gang stalking about? What is stalking about? What is it all about at the core, at its most elementary sense? It's to affect your energy, your mental, emotional, physical. That's the whole premise of it. To get you dissociated out of your body and into a constant state of hypervigilance. So it's premeditated attempted murder. For too long, I will have this, the world will have to look at it because this is the new form of abuse that's being utilized by people who have a reputation to uphold and they want their hands to appear clean. So what they do, they hire a whole bunch of people under false premise and they train them to conduct in military grade fashion to affect your psyche. And then they secretly hire witches. So ain't not the word connotation. Anything is fucked up when you put it in the hands of somebody fucked up. That's the new abuse. Okay. Psychological warfare tactics. And then they hire the witches, warlocks, wizards, and sorcerers, like I said, from the ghetto and the palace alike, to hypnotize, mind control, mental magic, and beyond to affect what? My stance. This is what I'm doing. My stance. This is what I'm doing. This is me vibrating it out. Okay, it says a very bad connection. Bear with me. All of a sudden, it says a very bad connection. It could be them playing with it, or one of their all of a sudden, or it could just be it's too many people on it, or the witches, or it doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Because I'm going to continue to do this as often as I need to. I don't care. This is me taking a stance and saying, one way or the other, I could take my life back to me. They can bring them all. They can do it all to their own demise. That is the call. That's my judgment. It's not something that I wanted. But at the end of the day, we are all living by the decisions we make. So my decision is at all costs defend, protect, and own me and my son's sovereign, civil, and human right to be here alive and living life like everybody else in this bitch. We are not no fucking human refrigerator, and we're also no fucking human medicine cabinet for people. And I am appalled at people really convincing themselves that that's cool. And if I catch some of these little witches, yeah, you're hearing me correctly, I'm gonna play the game. I'm going to play it and win. But those that I caught, those that I know emphatically are doing shit, yeah, they need to be concerned about me. And you heard me say it in a certain manner because I wanted to be clear that I'm not a loose cannon or a wild card. I'm talking about the individuals in which I know for absolute sure was putting shit around my son's door that I caught on camera, ones that I caught following me around, and some of them that are actually here on this premise right now. And because I'm here, they decided to leave. And I'm watching some Crunch Fitness people right now. Because see, I know of all businesses that get themselves involved in this bullshit. So that was just a little dusting. We did the 478. We did the OM. And again, viewer discretion is advised. With breath work and all that stuff, I'm not claiming that these are, professional medical treatment. Okay. But those who like to empower themselves to be able to manage and all that, from a holistic approach, these are just little things. Already, I feel a little bit lighter. Already. I mean, and I haven't done a full-fledged Reiki session on myself. I haven't done a full-fledged cord extraction and cleansing and frequencies. I haven't done my full shebang thing, you know, but just this little bit, the breath work, the tuning work, okay, that little bit, and the dusting, because again, my intention, and I'm pulling and I'm calling in with the little bit, I can already feel a shift in my vibration. And see, I I think collective, you may see this someday. That's why they work so hard against you getting in that. This is why they know that you're powerful. They wouldn't hire a million man march for someone who isn't. Okay. They know that if you set your mind, or, if you do that, that you know how to alchemize and assist yourself, which as a result, it helps you to navigate anything that you face. It's not that it makes your life perfect. It's not that you know everything and you have all the answers and that you don't still face opposition or struggle. It's just that it helps you or supports you to tap into your intuition or your oversoul, but also helps your vibration through it, which also helps your manifestation through it, which is why they try so hard to keep you surrounded by darkness and negativity. So, whatever ways they can annoy you. Now, I'm gonna let me see. I want y'all to see all that, but okay. So let me yeah, let me see that. Okay, so I'm gonna do it like this. Boom. Bear with me and part on. So I'm gonna try to make sure y'all not seeing the no toes. Okay. So remember, there's a few exercises I've been sharing with y'all about releasing cortisol and anxiety and getting us into the parasympathetic function. There's one at the base of the ball of the feet where you do the circular thing, and then it's the hollow behind the inner ankle, pressing it for, they said, hold it, find it, and hold it, and press it for 50 seconds, and then release it, and you're going to feel like a rush. Like you're going to feel it, something go off to the feet. And the guy said that that is literally anxiety leaving your body. So you know that these people try to keep you in anxiety, and then you may just have a life like me. My son is differently able. Okay, he's 32 years old, high function, but he has been altered as well by the spiritual abuse on him. Okay, all kinds of these people are whack jobs, the ones that are involved. So please, out there, y'all, if you're not involved, don't be upset with me, okay? Because if you're not involved in any of this stuff that I talk about, then I'm really not talking about you. I'm talking about people who are, okay? Like, I don't get why people be like, if you know that you ain't disgusting and you're not into that shit, you shouldn't be mad. You know, there should be nothing that makes you bothered because you're not participating in any such thing. So, oh Lord. Again, let me go to so y'all see let's do that. There you go. That's better. Okay. So let's do the ball. Find the ball and we're gonna press it. It's a hollow ball behind the inner ankle. Okay, and if you hold your foot up, you can find it. Like you can find it, you can feel it real easy. It's hollow. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Let's do that first. They said, like, let there be like a little bit of a tender. You want to push really hard where until you feel like a little tenderness. Okay. Okay. Ready. Okay, here we go. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, you feel it. I felt the rush go down to the bottom of my feet. He said that it'll clear out through the bottom of your feet. You're gonna feel something like flood out. So what did I just do? I reset my nervous system, my vagus nerve. Okay, that's one thing. So anything in my body, like the buildup, okay. So some of it got cleared out like that. Okay. So then another thing that you can do is the inner, the bottom of the feet. I think I talked about this with y'all before. You find like the ball, it's like the ball under the ball of the big toe. And then, yeah, there it is. So you're gonna do circular motion, they said, counterclockwise. Okay. We're going counter. And like you just basically, they didn't say like a number. You just basically keep doing it. This is supposed to clear out excess cortisol. So, and why would you have excess cortisol? Well, that's from abuse. That is from life itself, but that is also from people who are under constant siege of stalkers, distorted authority figures, okay? People who have made up their mind to be a problem for you, look for creative ways to create stressors for you while they pretend to be good, clean, wholesome Christians, while they pretend to be spiritualists and gurus, teachers. Yeah, why they pretend to be philanthropists. Because see, some of these people, that's the role they play in society. But being paid or paying people to essentially torture you to become a terrorist, a non-touch terrorism. And I'm like just digging the moment that I have here. Even though there's several of them that have come through here, it's okay. I'm digging the quiet for these few minutes with y'all collected. Yes, I felt them in my energy. I felt what they attempted to do with some of them when they left out of here, was walking in circles in the main areas and stuff. I could tell, I know, I know. I can feel when people are doing projecting and doing spell work. Because spell work is not always being with the, have some kind of cave and a robe. And yeah, they do those things, but they also have everyday practice that they do when they're out and about on people. Okay. In some cases, they'll just text somebody so that whoever is, at the site so they can get to go. They're over here. They're over there. And it's okay. I am so honored in this moment to, I'm feeling my own energy shift. I can sense it, feel my sovereignty come online. I can sense and feel the buffers coming online. I can sense and feel my own emotions being honored. I'm not going to say going away. I'm going to say being honored. I can sense, feel them being honored in my body, being cleared. And see, this one, you'll feel it. The person said, like, after a while of doing this, moving circular motion counter, you may sense to feel yourself like sink or relax a little bit. And why is this important, in my opinion, that I'm doing this and that I'm doing it out and about? I think it's important because this is how we reclaim our lives. Okay. Yeah. Charges if you can, if you need to. Some of us, it may come to that. It may actually have to come to that because of how out of pocket these people are. That, hired them, we may have to go to the head and press charges because the little people are only doing it because the big people let them. They hired them Because I promise you, most of these people wouldn't feel so comfortable doing it because they'd be scared. They'd be scared that, they get in trouble. So if they don't have any backing, they'll be scared that your ass would either beat them into oblivion, for those of you who may be a little violent, or that they may actually go to jail if you catch. So this is another tip that helps folks out there to understand, like, this should help you know why people feel comfortable doing it. This gives you also information that, yeah, then there must be big wigs involved, because nobody, no matter how bad they act, ain't nobody that damn comfortable the way some of these people have shown their faces, shown their asses. Okay, ain't nobody that comfortable. What I find fascinating is with this video, it's not a lot of activity. And, I think I know why. Because I'm not ranting and raving. I'm not full of anxiety. I am continuing to do the things that I love to do. These are things that I would have otherwise always been doing. That's got nothing to do with any of these people in this state or in this country whatsoever. Stuff that I've been doing long before I knew, or these people even knew of me. And this is me. Okay. They want us going in circles and mazes and, upset and constantly clearing. Well, this is my unique way of clearing energy, the more soothing and calming method of it. Yeah, because that's a part of the alchemy, a part of our re reverse, a part of our return to center is management of our resonance. And something I'm learning, that's a major part of it. Because as we continue to work on our resonance, I'm not saying we need to be perfect and high, high, high. Just quantum physics, y'all. Just listen, look at it from that perspective. Okay. As we continue, that's why they don't want you doing it. That's why they're terrified of any moment that you get to do it. Because that becomes defense. This is why they don't want you letting your kids listen to it. That's why they make them contrary to any of those things, because they know that those things is gonna build a part of their own natural defense. That's why some of these people collective, all I can say is some of these people mouths should just get prepared for their assets to be under siege or frozen or caught up in litigations, because what they've done to you and your children out of their ego is unforgivable and unspeakable for adults with thriving businesses and homes and families. It's unforgivable. It's inexcusable for people in these positions of managements and all this stuff. It's inexcusable for police officers, government officials. It's inexcusable for any of this that you're experiencing. There is no excuse. This is going to force the world to bring to the forefront that people do be having issues that they don't deal with, that they've managed to hide with their accomplishments, with their, boats, cars, homes, looks, surgeries, and sometimes it takes somebody standing up to them to make all of the things that are ugly about them to come out. Because a lot of the times these people aren't used to that. They've been surrounded by praise and worshipers, and yes, men and yes, women, because they got money or they're attractive or they, you know what I'm saying, or intimidating to people, and people are scared to, so, and that's been the standard. And when someone stands up, this is when we find out the ugliness. That's my experience. This is happening because I stand up for myself, and I didn't always. And you can tell because when I stand up for myself, there's always passive aggressive backlash. Always. I stand up for myself, then all of a sudden my son gets a notice. I stand up for myself, then all of a sudden it's crystal clear. And the world is going to see this and know it and be forced to look at it. Because yeah, there's a video I reposted on my TikTok if you all follow me over there. Dr. Natalie, somebody, she's a licensed she reposted about how there's this like abusive like culture, like when people think you're not attractive or something like that, and how they in turn then feel like they should be able to treat you shitty or talk to you shitty. Like, and I think that's a lot of what goes on too. If people feel like they're superior to you, if they feel like they're better than you, then this is a part of what convinces them that being abusive or doing weird things to you is okay. And it's like a toxic culture. It's an unspoken social culture. Oh, you're African American, we're not, or you're a woman, or you're this size, or this shape, or this weight, or this color, or this whatever, or you have this amount of money, and we have this one. Like, and if you don't fit one of those classes and then you call yourself having dignity, they feel some kind of way about it. And then they want to do something to you, so called put you in your place and knock you down a few pegs because you have dignity. And to them, you're not supposed to have dignity because you don't look the way they feel like you should look. You don't believe what they feel like you should believe. You don't have what they feel like you should have in order for you to have and exercise some kind of a dignity, self love, and self respect. And I am here to change that. Okay. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I did. Whenever y'all do, click on the video. This is us reclaiming that symbol or reclaiming our lives. They can sit as many as they wish. Okay. And so it is. And this is just not a look. There are some people who are doing this, and it's because it's trending. But they are killers and they steal from disabled people. And then they come on camera and they go, namaste. See, that's the kind of shit I call out. And that's part of why I'm not liked. Because, yeah, this looks cool. But when I click off of this video, not to say I'm perfect when I click off, but my heart and my intentions and my standard and my way of life, I don't have ill or various dealings going on after I sit here and say to you all, on this.